Hosting us here today, and for all the people who do the hard work of American freedom every day, thank you for coming and listening to us. And it's a great treat to be here with my friend Jim Gilmore. Jim and I were prosecutors together about 20 years ago when we got to know each other for the first time and then worked together when he was governor and I was in the legislature, and I'm delighted that he's a candidate for the United States Senate. Now, I've been Attorney General for a couple of years, but I want to talk to you today in a little different role, and that is as a retired Army officer and as a father of a young Army lieutenant who just got back from Iraq a little over a year ago, and that's about the important issue of national security. These elections, my friends, as you well know, are not about popularity contests, and they're really not about who really was the best governor, but it really is who's got the best vision to keep America safe at home and abroad. You've heard my friend Bill Bowling do an excellent job with Jeff Frederick talking about the important issues of domestic policy. But on the issue of foreign policy, it's very important to note that we live in a dangerous world. We've got over 160,000 young men and women in uniform fighting for this nation in Iraq and Afghanistan. We've got serious and dangerous regimes in Venezuela and Iran. We've got issues with North Korea and some other places. And it is a dangerous world that requires experience and certainty and strength of leadership in order to govern. And that's why this United States Senate race is so important this year. And on the issue of support for the United States military and an understanding of the global war on terror, we can't find a better person than Jim Gilmore. And let me just tell you about his record. All of you know Jim Gilmore was the United States Army officer, intelligence officer during the Vietnam era. Spent time in Europe and served our country honorably during that time. The United States Congress and the President asked him to head up the Homeland Security Commission back in the late 90s. And over a period of 3 years, it became so well known for its efforts, it became known as the Gilmore Commission. And hundreds of recommendations came out of that commission, most of which were adopted by the United States Congress within the last decade in order to make this a safer country. He's been chairman of the board of the Air Force Academy, turning out hundreds, if not thousands, of young men and women to serve in that branch of service. And he was the governor on 9/11. And you remember in that horrible and dark hour in this nation's history, Governor Gilmore presiding with strength and grace and fortitude in order to make sure that we had an outstanding emergency response. And so Jim Gilmore is a nationally recognized expert on homeland security, on the military. He understands that this is a different kind of enemy in this global war on terror. These are people that hate freedom, they hate democracy, they hate America, they don't like Israel, they don't like England, and this is a different enemy than I know that I faced in the time when I was in the Army in the Cold War. Jim Gilmore understands that.